But I know you moved to Birmingham, but you might want to take a trip to London, because I was saying yesterday that we're doing an event on February the 5th. It's gonna be in London, so we're gonna meet up. We're gonna be talking about these concepts of dating, relationships, the masculine, feminine topic. Using this information so that it empowers you as an individual, empowers your relationships, and all of that stuff. So if you want to join the event, go to the link in my bio for anyone that wants to come. Bev said, good evening. Good evening to you. Camilla said, you like my beard. I appreciate that. What's up, Darcy May? How are you? And Talisha said, do you hold couple therapy sessions? I need guidance. Well, if you want to book a one-on-one, go to the link in my bio. And that's, hey, I got a woolly hat. Mary got the woolly hat for me. But yeah, Talisha, if you want a one-on-one, we can speak about things that's going on for you. And because on lives you can't dive deep into stuff. We just speak about general stuff. But if you want to speak specifically about your situation, you want someone to listen to you or give a perspective that comes from a lot of wisdom and information, then I can do that for you. Just go to the link in my bio. They said tudo bem. Você soltero. What does soltero mean? I haven't learned that yet. But I was banging out. I don't know if you know the app Duolingo. I've been banging out today. If anyone's on Duolingo, add me. Lady Ra, I'll be in London in December. You mean like this month, right? Jessica said, you're going to Brazil on holiday. I'm going Brazil for as long as they'll have me. Because I'm traveling the world. I'm doing a tour. So we're going to do the events in London first. I'm going to bang out the events in London. Then I'm going to go do a quick trip to we're going to go South Africa. We're going to go Canada. And we're going to go Brazil. Because I actually have followings in those countries. And then after that, I'm going to do a slower trip, around different places. And I'm going to take this information, this healing information, wisdom of the masculine, feminine. We're going to take it around the world. Lady Ross said, okay, February 5th, I'll add it to my calendar. Donna said, old school dating is far more superior to the dating scene these days. It's interesting you say that, because that's going to be the topic today. We're speaking about traditional relationships versus modern relationships. Hold on. Yeah, Days, tell me what soltero means. I haven't got to that bit yet. But I know you said you and something. Camilla said, take me to Brazil with you. I'll be your PA. I'll take all of you with me. Everyone in the chat right now, you can come to Brazil. And the cost of living is cheaper over there. So we can just get a big old mansion. Ashley, what's going on? How are you? Lily said it's all right. It's all good. All good fun. I love Libras. How can you not love Libras? How can you not? But who was it? It was, let me see. Hey, Alexandra, how are you? Hold on. Yeah, Donna said, old school dating is far more superior to the dating scene these days. So I want to ask you guys, right? And Lily, if you can make it a poll, that would be amazing. But what do you guys prefer? Do you prefer, or what do you think is better, dating in the modern era or in the traditional, in times past? But don't be biased. Actually think about it, because there's pros and cons to both. Hold on. Camilla said, and rub your beard, we can be a poly family. And all of us, that would be fun. See, that's what I'm saying. We just get different rooms. Do you get what I'm saying? But I'd have to be at the top. I'd have to be at the top room, right? So that I'm over all the noise and the drama. It makes me feel more peaceful. Ian said a mixture will be good. But what do you mean when when you say a mixture? But if you had to choose, Mary said traditional. Sarah said traditional. I don't know how to say your name. I don't want to say it wrong. Wait. Like Haifa, is it? Or does that mean something else? That's Spanish, right? V said 2. Alexander said, let's go Brazil. Yes, let's go. Vamos. Vamos. Camilla said, what noise and drama? You mean the noise coming from your room? See, Libras are peaceful, so there's just a lot of peace and tranquility that would be in my room. Michelle, what's going on? Evening. You said traditional is more legit. So Michelle, the question is, what do you think is better? The principles of traditional dating or modern day dating? But you cannot be biased. I think some people are quick to say, oh, it was just good back in the day, because you're always more willing to like look at the bad of the present. People are generally like that, but at the same time, if there was a change, there must be a reason why. And a lot of women say, well, we don't want to go through what traditional women went through or whatever, or there's a narrative like that, which I don't personally believe, but I'm saying a lot of people have that mindset. Because a lot of people might be modern activists, feminists and all of this stuff. So how can you say that but then say traditional is better? And again, I'm only just giving you guys something to think about before we talk about it. Spanish for... Yeah, you said Spanish for the boss, but yeah. Listen, I got a hat that says, where is it? Yeah. This is my hat. So I knew it means that, but I'm assuming, does that mean like for a female? Like a female boss? But you said modern dating is a bit mad. I don't know how to navigate these streets. Hold on. Coco Caribbean, what's up? What's your name again? V said, are you sure you want the top? Getting down past all the ladies will not be easy. Now I'm gonna just stay at the top though, because I'm a put in an ensuite, kitchen, utilities. I won't even have to come down. Shells, he said, I have a question. This is all new to me, but what is and does a gentleman dom? What do you mean a dom gentleman? All right. So the question was, Coco Caribbean, is traditional dating better than modern era dating? But try not to be biased. Try to be as balanced. Channel your inner Libra. Jessica said, I'm trying to learn Italian. Yeah, Italian's on my list. After I do Portuguese, Spanish, Italian somewhere there. But it might be French. Michelle said, I like a bit of both. To be honest, traditional is nice with a hint of modern. It's my life. I want it my way. Okay, but what do you mean? What about traditional relationships is nice? I can't even say traditional dating, because back in the day, they didn't speak like that. Like if you look back in past times, they wasn't using the word dating. It would have been courting. Dating is kind of like a new age concept. See, Alexandra said, I don't think traditional dating is all that. I like that we have balanced perspectives in here. Why do you think that? Rosaline said, would you please break down modern and traditional dating? Well, in how you perceive it, you say whether you think it's good or bad. We can get into that after. But I just want to hear you guys' thoughts. Hold on. Mish said, are you Nigerian? I have Nigerian in my, I did my DNA thing, and I have a lot of Nigerian in me, but I'm Jamaican. Traditional women don't even want to be traditional women even anymore. Who was that? Fair enough. Michelle said, why label it? Just go with the flow. Soph said easily accessible options is definitely part of the issue. That's an interesting point. But maybe, is that a good thing? Is it a good thing that we have easily accessible options? Because it gives, people say, you get to try the buffet before you decide what you want. Do you believe in that? Kiki, what's up? How you been? Traditional men paid for everything and didn't have sex until married. That's true. Sharon said, I don't like either. I want to find my one and ride off into the sunset. Sounds like a movie. Coco Caribbean said, traditional courting is better as you get to know the person face to face. Fair enough. So you mean like you're not a fan of dating apps, right? Traditional would be courting. People used to be more respectful, patient, faithful, but also nice that women can do more these days. What can women do now when it comes to the dating scene? That's what I want you guys to answer. What can a woman do more than what she was doing, or what a woman from traditional times would have been doing? You said, so if you want traditional women, then are you willing to be traditional men and wait? But it's interesting because really it's the women that get to decide that. If women collectively said, well, you men have to wait, well, what is the other option? It sounded like it's sounding dangerous, the other option. There is no other option because you have to wait. Traditional dating plays more into male and female roles. Modern dating thrives on androgyny. Well, that's facts. See, it's interesting as well, right? Because today there's a narrative I see in the spiritual community where people say the feminine, like we have to get, what is it? I saw someone make a post saying in traditional times, the role of the woman wasn't respected, but that's absolutely false. It's actually in this era where the role of a woman isn't respected, because if you say that there's no gender roles, there's no such thing, then by default you've abolished what it means, or the role of what a woman would be, which is what we've done. And it's interesting because all we've done now is abolish the female role and told women to chase the male role. So there's still a respect or a desire to fit into the male role, the male category. And today is the era where the female role is not respected. Ian said, females are now courting males now and before they had to wait. Thank you, Mary, for the rose. Donna said, everything is given too freely these days. Interesting. Why do you guys feel like everything is given too freely? I'm not saying that I disagree or agree, I'm just asking. Jessica said, women act more like men now by making the first moves. It didn't happen back then. Well, it also depends on what you mean by first moves. Because basically you can do any action, but in a different way. So you could technically make the first initiation of communication, but do it in a feminine way. That it's possible to do that, which is actually very empowering for a woman because she doesn't rely on outside sources such as other people to have more decisions over her dating life. For example, if you like a guy, like a girl will like a guy, see a guy, or know that that guy over there, that's the one for me. And she will think, well, I've got to be in the feminine role, right? And she might have a little bit confused because she waits on the guy, but he might just not even know that you like him or anything like that. And then you let that opportunity fly by. But I've seen extremely feminine women right, who have a mindset of femininity, who are able to make a first move, but it's the way that you do it. Each action comes with a certain energy. It's what energy are you carrying when you do that certain thing. Like, you could text a guy first, but it depends on what you say or how you lead the conversation and so on. I would say generally, if you do want to be like have an initiating energy, this is what you do. I'm giving you some tips. I ain't even supposed to give too many techniques right here on the lives. I gotta give that on there because we're gonna do exclusive lives. Maybe I'm gonna make it for the subscription that you can do on TikTok and the live person events that we're doing. But when you initiate, give him the opportunity to lead it. That's the clue. You guys are funny. So you say something that presents him the opportunity to lead the interaction rather than you initiating contact and leading the interaction as well. Mika said, look at this dramatic Libra again. She's such a hater. Mika's such a hater. She could have stepped up in here with some positivity, like, hey, we got an amazing positive Libra. How's it going? How's your day been, Libra? But because she's toxic, because she is that Capricorn, right? That's how she steps up in here and makes her entrance. Hold on. You said I can use this info for when I'm ready to start dating again. Well, if you're in London, you should definitely come to the event that we're doing. So guys, I'm gonna say again for the people who wasn't here before, we're doing a live in-person event on February the 5th. And if you want to join, go to the link in my bio. It's gonna be in London, February the 5th. Donna G said, men, women traditionally courted to marry now is way too relaxed. What do you mean by the word relaxed? If any of you guys want to come up for a bit too, I don't mind. Like, come on the panel to speak. But the question is, guys, is traditional dating better or modern dating better? Because think about it, right? I see some of you guys saying there's too many options, but that is kind of what people over the last 20 years have kind of argued for, freedom. I see the poll. The poll says 83% of people said traditional is better. But modern dating comes with a lot of freedom, which is what a lot of the social activists of the last 50 years were arguing for. And now we have it, and now people are complaining. But you actually have a lot of freedom to do what you want. Neo said traditional. Simon said traditional dating better always. But why do you guys think this? Why is that? What are the cons to traditional dating? Okay, we're getting into it. Hold on. Because like I was saying before, when it comes down to it, modern dating comes with the ability to be much more free-minded. There's not so much of an emphasis on roles. Like, people say, traditional gender roles are a bad thing. If you truly believe that, then you like the modern mindset then, right? Hold on. Traditional is better, but we have to do our due diligence, ask questions. If we only prefer traditional, then doesn't exclude the use of social media, Tinder. Well, I don't think that's the case necessarily, because all of these things are just tools to be used, right? So, for example, if you used like, technology is different than a certain mindset, because you could You could have an app that was for people who have the same type of mindset. Let's say we were saying before, someone said, define traditional or modern. We're gonna go more into that. But for example, one of the traits of someone who has a dating, traditional dating, that's not the right word. Traditional mindset is that they don't believe in dating that much. They believe in courting, right? Modern day dating is modern day era is where we believe in this word dating, because the word dating is kind of new. No one was saying 1,000 years ago we gonna date. they wasn't talking like that. But as someone said, we need a chart. That's right, we do need a chart. I need to just write it up on both sides. That would have been better. Miss V said women didn't have to get all naked to get a guy. But you know, the thing is, you don't have to be naked to get a guy. All of these things, right? Even some of the things that you guys are saying like is bad are the things that women seem to want to do. Like, you might like the idea, or someone, I think it was Alexandra, who said traditional dating is romanticized, and perhaps that could be true, because a lot of people say they like the idea of men waiting and stuff like that. Men really wanted to see you for who you are before it gets to that intimate moment in the bedroom. But women are the ones that decide that. Like, women actually get to decide, because generally, not all of the time, not all men, because even in terms of my content and what I speak about, I don't believe in being a man that is just chasing a woman for sex. I actually don't believe in that. However, that most men are trying to get to that thing with a desperation, with a super amount of intent. So it really is about when you open the gates. Shea said, I'm in love, but I don't know who I'm in love with. I'm so confused. Please help. Well, again, one-on-ones are better for those type of scenarios. If you have a specific scenario, just do a one-on-one. But sounds like you got both. I don't know. You got two. Try and be poly, then come back and tell us how that worked. Let's root for Cher. She's in love. It seems like she's in love. I'm in love, but I don't know who I'm in love with. It sounded to me like you have two. Conquer the poly relationship and report back. Tell us how it went. Miss XO said it's so difficult to find a decent person in this day and age. Why do you believe that? Why do you believe that? And what I was saying before is a lot of the landscape of dating today was created by the actions of past women. But what happens is people see someone who have the same, they're in the same biological demographic as them. So for example, you might be a woman, but you will be afraid to criticize or to separate yourself from other women who have a different mindset as yours. So a lot of what you guys are actually unhappy about or don't like in the modern era were created, right, by women of the past, but you don't want to call them out. Mika said, do you believe in love, Reemus? It's an interesting question. It's so general that I can only give a general answer, but for me, there's nothing to believe in or not believe in. I look at it as love is an experience, mentally, physiologically, spiritually. So maybe that's a yes. But I think love is different for men and women. No, I know love is different. So for a man is not really supposed to be attached to the idea of love like a woman is. Where are you from? I'm from London. Shea said, please don't think I'm a psychopath. There is no such person I'm in love with. Oh. Nene said traditional had more social rules. Feral humans are disrespectful. Wow. Mika said, I think women are too focused on love, but love comes from us, not the other person. I think the first thing you said, I think women are too focused on love. Why do you think that? I actually don't think that women with a modern dating mindset are that focused on love. They're more focused on attaining a successful career, from what I see. But love comes from us, not the other person. I definitely think you first have to work on self-love first. That's the most important love. Lily said, sex is easy to get now. That's why dating is harder these days. But again, it comes down to what I was saying before, right? I feel like women should do a better job, right, of calling out the things that they don't like about the modern era, even if it will annoy some other women. That's what I think. Because a lot of women don't actually agree with the tenets and the principles of the modern dating era, which was created by the past women. But no one calls it out. So sex is easy to get. Why? As I said before, it's actually the women. You guys hold the power over that. Blair, what's up? How's it going? Stacy said, it will find you. Do the work on yourself first. I promise and pray. I think that's a good answer to what? Was it Dawn? I think Dawn said, is 46 too old to find love? But I think Stacy gave a good answer. Mika said, women will chase to feel a certain way around a man, not knowing that feeling is already inside. Interesting. Soph said, what are you discussing? You just come up in here now, right? We were saying before, we're talking about traditional relationships versus modern, and we was asking in the poll earlier, what do you think is better? So dating with according to traditional principles or modern principles. And I think a lot of people are quick to say traditional is better, but it's interesting, a lot of the social activists of the past, they fought to get us here, right? So let's say in this day and age, people are just saying in the chat, sex is too easy to get. But that is actually what many people fought for. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that to you guys. So in the modern era, there's way more freedom than there was before. Maybe that's something that you appreciate. Mary said, BRB, all right, I'll see you in a bit. Blair said, everyone wants a relationship, but don't want to put in the real work. You need to build one. That is very true. That is facts. We're going to speak about, maybe tomorrow we'll speak about, let me write it down just so I don't forget. Maybe we'll answer the question, what is a relationship? Or sometime this week or something. Hey, Lily sending me, was it a rose too, right? And what's that? A magic something, a magic elf. I can't even see. Oh, going in. Are we about to get to 50 of those? And a few roses. Oh, a magic elf dust. I love that. And a hot chocolate. I need that. Lily's going in. Lily is going in. I need that hot chocolate as well. Hot chocolate's my favorite. Soph said, people tend to lack effort once they have you. Thank you, Lily, for all of those magic elf dust, roses, hot chocolates. I love that. Mika said, Lily, I want a hot chocolate too, please. Lily, look, Mika, just see, this is the thing with Capricorns. They see what someone else has and then they want it. Rather than just being like, oh, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy That nice Libra got that. You want what I have. Why do you want what I have? And Miss V said me too. No, you guys leave me alone, man. Let me have something. That's it. You guys don't let me have nothing. Lydia, what's going on? Yeah, so said people tend to lack effort once they have you. Fair enough. Last week we were speaking, I think it was the last live that we did before yesterday's one, but we were saying once you have someone, is it okay to kind of let yourself go a bit? And we was talking about that too. Stacey said, I think a mix of both and balance what works for you and your man. You both should be serving each other. Stacey's got it. Wanderla said there is more access without repercussions. Mika said, stop being dramatic. I'm not dramatic, I'm just saying. So, said, how often do we do these lives? Usually, basically, it's like every day. Every other day, at the very least. But, to be honest, if anyone wants to get updates on when we're going live on TikTok, you should follow the Instagram. Because I post in the stories, and I'm definitely gonna do it more consistently now. But post in the stories when I'm going live. Carly, what's going on? And so usually it'll be around this time. C said people know they're not fully healed or where they want to be and come and disturb your peace. That's true. That's true. And talking of healing, of course you guys know I got the book. I wrote the book, Healing the Feminine Energy. So if anyone wants to get that, you can just check out the link in my bio. It's on Amazon. But what girls have said after healing their feminine energy is that they attract, or they're more likely to attract, the healthy masculine man. So a lot of times I see girls saying like, I've actually been working on myself. And I've been attracting better quality men. And then the good thing about healing, right, your energy, is that when people come with broken, toxic, or wounded energy themselves, you're just naturally not attracted to it. It's like, nah, this ain't for me. So you get good at spotting that stuff. Miss XO said, let them still court you, let the man make an effort, let him provide and protect you. Interesting. Stacey's entered the chat. What's up? Oh, Lily said you're going to start reading the book tomorrow, but you've been busy the last 2 weeks. Well, it's all good. It's not a long read, but yeah, whenever you get time, then just check it out. Thank you, Miss V, for pinning my Instagram. I appreciate it. So yeah, if anyone wants updates on when we're going live on TikTok, but also the live events, right, that we're doing. The first one is February the 5th. So everyone who comes is gonna get a chance to meet each other. We're all on the same stuff. We're on the same journey together, and we're gonna talk about these concepts live in person, February the 5th in London. And you can get a ticket. It's early bird at the moment, so obviously it's cheaper if you go to the link in bio. Airy Save Lives just entered the building. What's going on? Miss XO said, where do people meet people these days? You know what? Just meet someone at one of my events, because then at least you know they have the mindset that we have. Do you get what I'm saying? Forget Tinder now. Just come to Reemus's live events, and the first one is February the 5th. Because you know, it's not. I'm not even capping. Do you know how many times people ask me, "Oh, where do you find this type of person? Where do you find this type of person?" And I'm like, you guys just think I have a box of these people. Just like, hey, open the room. Here's the masculine leaders you want. Here's the sweet feminine woman. But you know what? It's okay, because I'm gonna gather you guys together. Then you'll meet someone. Blessed, what if you're not single? Can you come? Of course you can come. It's not like a singles event. It's just a meetup, and more like a kind of like a seminar. Because the same way I'm speaking to you on these lives is the same way I'm just gonna be speaking to you in real life. But I'm saying one of the pluses is that people in this headspace, this mindset, and who want to be on this journey get to be on it together, because we can, you know, meet each other and stuff like that. So it's not like a singles meetup event, but I'm just saying that would be, of course, one of the byproducts. And if anything, Blair, you said you're not single, bring your man. Tell him to come. Because the focus of the live events is for us to understand the masculine and feminine so that we can use it to empower our relationships. The title of this event coming up is called Journey into Divine Union. It's even better if you come with, you know, your partner anyway. Isa said, where is the event? Because I'm tired. It's in London. I'm looking to confirm the event location specifically within the next week, but it will definitely be in London. But, you know, we just got to confirm stuff with venues and all of that. So said you're going to be playing Cupid at your event. It's not that I'm trying to play Cupid, but I just naturally do. I swear, since young, I've always been able to set people up. Like, I'll be out with like a guy friend. Oh my, I'm good at just putting people together. There was this one time, right? I saw this girl. Oh, I got so many stories. But I was walking down Carnaby Street, if anyone knows it, right? It's like in central London, where a lot of the clothing shops are, all of that. So we're walking down like Carnaby Street. Now I'm with someone, and he's dressed. He has a very particular dress sense, right? Very fashionable, all of that stuff. So we're walking down, right? And I look into this jewelry shop, and I see this girl, right? She's a pretty girl, right? But I could just sense that, oh, in my head I thought, those two actually kind of suit, right? So we're walking down, we go down past the door, but I look back, the girl had come to the entrance, and she was looking at him. I said, bro, that girl, she wants you. He's like, what? Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, she wants you, and that is you. Now, he's like, oh, but we walked past it. I'm like, no. So I said, you know what? I need to go in that jewelry shop because I want to look at some stuff anyway. So we go to the jewelry shop, right? I start talking to her, but obviously I'm stringing things together. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm stringing things together. Have you guys ever watched Messi play? Have you guys been watching the World Cup? Last performance, Messi wasn't doing too bad. Just, you know, pinging the ball round. That's me on the field. So I'm like asking her questions, but he does acting, right? So I could tell she had this like artistic vibe to her. So I just put the conversation onto arts. Put the conversation on that, and she's like, oh, I used to do this, blah blah blah. Not knowing I set that up. I set up the conditions for her to even talk about her artistic endeavors, which then led me to go, oh, you know, he does that. And then they started speaking. I'm done now. Done my work. I just walk off. Next thing you know, they switch numbers, and then they actually started dating. That's me. So I am Mr. Cupid. And you know what? Today we're on the topic of traditional versus modern relationships. And that was a girl who was looking for a traditional man. She said, oh, I'm not happy with modern dating. I'm not for all of this modern era stuff. I know he's more of that mindset. So they started speaking. She's like, oh, thank you for introducing us. I was like, you're welcome. He was just gonna walk by. I was like, nah, we just gonna act like we're looking at something in the shop. I had to set up, guys. Sarah said, hey, how are you? I'm very good. We're speaking about, we was asking the question earlier, what's better, traditional dating or modern dating? Lily said, Reemus, you might have to set me up. You know what? I'll do 5 people free, but after that, I might have to charge you guys extra, you know what I'm saying? Blair said, I'm the last single friend player of the group. I'm surprised I'm in a relationship. Okay, so that Blair's guy came through with a bit of game. Maybe had someone who was good at assisting, such as myself. Probably assisted that man. All of a sudden, Blair thinks she's gonna be a hot girl summer, whatever. She thought she was on that. Boom, she snatched. Blair's in a relationship now, guys. But yeah, it's not necessary. It's not that the live events that we're doing, it's not that I'm trying to make it like a singles meetup, but I'm just saying one of the byproducts is that obviously if we all have the same type of mindset, you're more likely to find someone of this mindset if you go to that space. Sarah said, love your accent, London. Yeah, it is. I'm from London. But we soon going to Brazil. We soon going around the world. So after this, I'm going to have to study my Portuguese. Fiona, good evening. What's the time now? 8:55. Brittany, you're in Texas, right? Let's see. Wait, hold on. Miss V said, bring your single friends for the other single people. Listen, guys. We just come. We're going there to learn about. We're there to learn about the union of the masculine and feminine, and naturally, you will just attract someone, even if it's not at the event. You meet someone, because don't expect that. Like don't expect it. Could happen, but don't expect that. Either way, you have the information. It helps you in your daily life, but also, so said your event has turned into speed dating event. That's what I'm saying. It's not supposed to be. You know what? I'm gonna do speed dating one day, but we gotta build up first. First, let's just get these type of events out of the way. We're gonna be doing the talks, the same thing that we're doing on TikTok, but with a little more, a little more intensity, a little more energy, and obviously a little more exclusivity. But yeah, one thing that I think, right, is, or I'm going to ask you guys, can someone who has a traditional mindset get with someone who has a modern mindset? Can the two actually work together, do you think? Or do you think that they have to, like, it's better if both people have a more modern era mindset when it comes to dating, and the other has a single, it's because I'm reading that comment, is the other has a traditional mindset? You said it, I think it clashes. Because the way I see it, right, is it's kind of like, let me see, I'm missing comments here. It's almost like when it comes to religions, you see people who are Christian, but they're with a Muslim. So there are relationships like that. So if that's the case, can someone with a traditional minded view on relationships get with someone who has a modern mindset on relationships? All right, let's see what we got here. So said, sacrifice for the right things. I may not be right. He may put things in perspective and communicate. Sarah said, yeah. Sarah Louise. Fat said, I think it just boils down to their individual core values and whether they align. But that's what I'm saying. Isn't individual core values defined by if you have a traditional mindset or a modern dating mindset. Hatma said that's very possible. Fair enough. Blair said yes, but with compromise. And Blair, you said you're with someone, right? So what is actually your mindset and what is your partner's mindset, if you don't mind me asking? Soph said, but maybe they can learn from each other, no? Interesting. That's an interesting perspective. Alexandra said, I think it crashes, to be honest. Miss XO said, 100% I'm that person. I'm modern yet with traditional values. But doesn't that just mean you're traditional then? Isa Eve, is that how I say your name? But you said no, they can't. Samantha said yes. Miss V said yes. Nemo said, is this coming from a religious standpoint? Or not necessarily. Not necessarily. Rick said, who you backing in the World Cup? Well, of course, it's got to be England. But if not, it's going to be Portugal or Brazil. Sales said, what's the topic? You coming in late, Sales. Coming in late. But we was asking before, is a traditional-minded perspective on relationships better than a modern dating mindset? But right now, the question is, can someone who is modern-minded get with someone who has traditional values when it comes to relationships? Sarah said, have to respect one another and their views. Huda M says, no, you can't, especially if you're strong-minded. Lily said, the relationship working out depends on how strongly you hold these values. Alexandra said, it's possible, but I think it could cause a lot of frustration. Fair enough. Juliana said, yes, you can, as long as you have great communication and if they love each other. Communication is definitely big. Sarah said, oh, you just submitted work. Fair enough. At least you got your work done. Anissa, what's up? We're talking about traditional relationships or traditional mindsets on relationships versus modern perspectives on dating. A lot of people were saying stuff like, back in the day, there was more focus on getting to know someone and having patience before sex. But then I was saying as a counter, doesn't that give more freedom and more experience? Like, people in this era value, dating around before getting with someone. Perhaps that is a good thing. I'm not saying it is or it isn't, but I'm just giving perspectives. Thanks, Miss V, for pinning my Instagram. And if anyone wants to get updates when we're going to go live on TikTok, then I would suggest follow the Instagram, because I'll post it on my story. Lily said, if these values are non-negotiable to you, then that relationship is not going to work out. Fair enough. Sarah Louise says, as in, does body count matter to you? I think definitely from... Oh, wait. Hold on. I think definitely from a traditional perspective, that would matter to many people. Hammer said, mutual understanding is key. Everything else automatically falls in place. Miss XO said, I think it's important to have shared values and comprehension. Hammer said, where are you from? I'm from London. Nemo said, define modern-minded. Well, we've been saying, talking about that a bit earlier. Maybe you missed some of it, but of course there were certain things, behaviors that were seen as expected or normal back in the day. But we was also saying before, the word dating wasn't even used in traditional times. It's just not a thing that people were going around saying. They were saying courting. But I think one of the biggest traits of a more traditional mindset, right, when it comes to relationships, is definitely the allocation of different roles. but more focus on building. Blair said, I'm used to being in control, but I'm learning that in a relationship, I have to give up my selfish way. That makes sense. You know, my perspective when it comes to relationships is selfishness is for strict independence. And if you want to do that, then that's fine. But in a relationship, the highest form of relationship you can be in is one where it's a team. And you got to think for the team. Almost like the team's more important. Because if you benefit the team, then as long as it's structured correctly, it will also benefit you. Dawn, you said, and it depends on the feeling there and then. What do you mean? Nemo said, I think focusing on this binary way of doing relationships is a bit reductive. Why do you think that? Jenny, what's up? How's it going? The Real Key said, same, and I don't want to just put my life in the hands of a weak man. Fair enough. Hold on. Fats, you said, I think there should be polarity in a relationship. I'm of the same mind. Miss XO, teamwork makes the dream work. Facts. See, I'm all for teamwork. I'm all for teamwork. Unity. I always say the same thing. Unity, teamwork, unity, teamwork, unity, teamwork, unity, teamwork. Teamwork is how you bring the qualities of both people together. Seeds of fruition. What's up, Shaq? Blair. Trust, accountability, and good communication is needed. Facts. Definitely facts. Nemo said, traditional way often doesn't allow for adopting to modern demands. Teamwork is key. What do you mean by that? But also another aspect is that, let's say the social activists of the past, when they fought for what they fought for, they actually created the context in which there are modern demands. And if they didn't fight for it, there actually wouldn't be modern demands. So you still could be traditional, because we'd still be operating on traditional demands and not modern demands. I think you spelled that wrong. The world, oh, that's a good point. So Nemo said the world of 2022 is not the same as 1952. Households need both partners working. But also, that is kind of what I was saying before. Could you just imagine how happy the government, the corporations were when they realized they're able to manipulate women into being out of the household? Yes, more incomes for us. Yay, more people to tax. And arguing for that stuff enabled and helped encourage a society where both partners need to be working, since you have more people saying, hey, let's work. That's brilliant for them. They love that. Hold on. Like before, society was set up in such a way where one person could work and provide for the family. And most people, or most girls, I mean, want a guy that is a provider. But the actions and the cries of a small group of women in the past ruined that for you. So now you guys don't have providers. Sorry. Women have always wanted to have autonomy. I doubt the government can take full ownership of that. Fair enough. But we just have to ask, does a woman generally want a guy who can provide for her or not? And if we go on the street and ask 100 women, we could ask women here, actually. Because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys do want to go 50-50 and all of that stuff. And I don't judge if you do want to do that. In fact, that's brilliant because it takes a lot of pressure off of men. They don't have to take off full responsibility of being a provider. But the government is extremely manipulative. You just have to know that. I would love to have a man that's a provider. Lily B looks like she's thinking about it. I just want a guy that's loyal, but that's not even easy to find. Interesting. Lily said, I need a provider. I don't want 50-50. Jardonia said, then women become less nurturing and more competitive being in the work world. I'm just saying. Juliana said, guys don't have to be provide with money. He can provide emotionally. CJ said, at this point, we want to co-parent with a guy with sense and money for his half. Interesting. So you don't necessarily want a guy that like provides generally, right? Alexandra said, some men take advantage when they're sole provider. I would argue some men take advantage whether you're the provider or they're the provider or anything, actually. Right now, there's many girls that are being taken advantage of by guys that aren't really doing anything, aren't providing nothing. They're not, forget money, they're not providing good emotions, they're not providing support, they're not providing responsibility, reassurance, they're not providing knowledge, nothing. And those men will take advantage regardless. Kiyomi, evening, how are you? I'm very good, how are you? Olivia said provide emotionally but not money, like emotions will pay the bills. It's funny. CJ said girl where you from? See, and this is what I'm saying, Nemo. That's what I'm saying. It's true, in 2022 the economy and everything is set up in such a way where you definitely now need 2 or more, really more incomes than just 2, to be honest. But those conditions were encouraged by this small group of women who were complaining that they want to go to the workforce. So when the government hears that, they're like, yes, get them out the home. Oh, damn it. These girls are just in their home looking after their family and child. Take all of that energy and put it on this ladder I presented you. And that's the corporate ladder, if you guys didn't figure it out. Evans, the confidence coach, said advantage is taken when the opportunity arises both ways. But the only thing I'd say is like there's a certain type of man or even women who, when the opportunity arises, they don't take it. But I definitely agree with you that if there's an opportunity and you're with a certain type of person that will take advantage, they'll take advantage for sure. Because someone said to me, I think it was on BIGO, it wasn't on TikTok. I can't remember what we were speaking about. I think it was to do with like when you have power, right? And someone was saying, they said to me, well, when someone has a lot of power, they'll take advantage of that position. But there's a certain type of person where it doesn't matter if they have power, they still won't take advantage. It's not going to happen. The opportunity for them to take advantage was also an opportunity for us to see who they really were. They just didn't have the opportunity to do it. I 100% know, with every fiber of my being, for sure, if I'm in a position where I can take advantage, especially of my woman, the woman that God told me I must protect and lead with righteousness and morality, I know for a fact that I'm not taking advantage. And I know that because I've proven it. I can't even tell. If I just say, it's just going to sound like I'm lying. But I know how committed I am to being righteous. So I think it's based on the character of the person. And to be fair, I've also met girls like that too. A lot of the times in this generation and in this particular culture, right, a lot of people complain about men and women, but it's hard for me to complain because, as I said, I was saying earlier on this live, when you heal, you attract a certain type and you reject a certain type too. So because I'm more likely to attract the healthy feminine, I actually have less reason to complain about women than everyone else. One of the best things you can do is heal. I think to some people it sounds like boring and all of that. No, it's empowering. So yeah, if any of you guys, where's the book? If any of you guys want to check out the book that I wrote on healing, it's called Healing the Feminine Energy. The link is in the bio. You can get it on Amazon, or you can get a PDF or audiobook. And then you attract better quality. Rosaline said, females and males need to fulfill their goals, dreams, and destiny in life. Hence, it's better to have a balanced relationship. Interesting. Lily said, amen. Reemus is given responsible and disciplined. Yes. And in one of the books I have in my bio, this one's free, called The Principles of Manhood. Two of the 10 principles that I mentioned are responsibility and discipline. A man must be responsible. I don't give him the credit of being a man if he's not responsible. Thank you, Lily, for pinning the book. And I don't really give a man the credit and the title of man if he's not disciplined. I actually think that's a good thing for women to read, because you know what to look out for in men. Shaq, Seeds of Fruition, said it's a must read. So we gotta take it from them. Gratitude is important. No man wants to provide for a woman who doesn't appreciate it. That is a very good point too. The entitled mindset turns off a lot of men who would provide and protect. A lot of girls meet the type of guy who would do those things, but they just don't activate him doing it for her. Jody, good evening. So you guys said earlier, right? You said it seemed kind of mixed, but I think there was more people that said some traditional minded perspective on relationships shouldn't get with someone who has a modern perspective on relationships. When people said communication is key, I think that's definitely a good point. Communication, 100% key. But a lot of people don't. A lot of people say communication, but they don't live up to it. But I'm not gonna lie. My perspective is that traditional-minded people should only get with traditional-minded people. That's just my view, because there's not a lot to go around. Do you get what I'm saying? So if a woman is like, I cannot be happy unless I'm with a man who has more of a traditional mindset when it comes to relationship, I'm not going to be filled. As many people were saying in the chat earlier, there's actually not a lot going around, right? So if those small percentage of available partners is going to people who can't even appreciate it anyway, right? She's actually, or he or she is taking the blessing that another person would have just hugely appreciated. And really it could go to both perspectives. of men and women. It could apply to both sides. Did you once have to heal your feminine energy, or how did you come to obtain this knowledge? Well, as I say in the book, I think Juliana said she's getting the book, so shout out to Juliana, by the way. But of course, we have both energies within us. We have the masculine and feminine, and I do my work every day to heal both energies, the masculine and feminine. And what I found is that I feel more at peace. Have a higher sense of self-esteem. I feel more authentic. I feel it actually gives me a I don't give a F mindset. I look at some of the stuff that a lot of other people go through, and I'm like, those situations I just can't even find myself in. I'm like way past it. Do you get what I'm saying? So a lot of the stuff that anything that I put out or written in some way, shape or form, I've done the work 100 times more. And I said in the book also, healing your feminine energy, it's not actually just for women. But of course, I just got to market it to women. But really, a guy could read that book too. And some stuff he'd obviously have to kind of adjust, because I wrote it because I have to direct it at women, because women would just pick up a book that says healing your feminine energy. But really, a man could read that book too and get wisdom out of it as well. But when I write the book for men, I have to title it something different, because men aren't attracted to healing journeys as much, even though a lot of men need healing. Lily said traditional 86%, modern 16%. Was that from the poll earlier? Mika said, that's a good point. Not every woman can activate the provider instinct. That's true. That is very true. Mary said, she's getting the book. You have something, maybe you'll let me read. I'd appreciate that. But also, what I'm thinking to do is, anyone who's bought the book on Amazon, leave a review on the book, on the page, right? And leave your Instagram or social media handle so I can find you, right? And once we get to, maybe it'll be 50 reviews or something, or maybe every 50 reviews, I'm gonna do a giveaway. So maybe I'll pick one person who you guys can go to the spa. I'll get you 2 tickets to go to the spa or something, you and a friend. Because one of the chapters in the book is self-care, like self-love. So I have a sub-chapter on self-care. And one of the things you can do for self-care is, go to the spa, get a massage, all of that stuff. Lily said, most of us need to heal for real. Oftentimes it's our wounded self giving these what-if scenarios. Lily is very wise. But the last thing I'll say before I wait, hold on. Miss V, I see you Miss V probably got us like 3,000 likes. Thank you, Miss V, I appreciate it. And everyone else who pressed the screen to give us likes. Humble hooligan, you're funny. You're so funny. Hold on. Okay. I'm just reading some comments. All right, guys, so I think we've been on just over an hour. Right, I think I'm gonna go now. But as I said before, we got the event coming up in February the 5th. If you want to come, it's gonna be in London. It's called Journey into Divine Union, because we're speaking about we're spilling the knowledge and information on the masculine and feminine, how to balance these energies, but also how to align it in a relationship. But also just understanding this stuff for yourself, for your own individual fulfillment outside of relationships and everything. But it all comes down to the polarity and the union of the masculine and feminine. So we're going to be talking about that stuff on February the 5th, live in London. So if you want to come, go to the link in bio, right? Yeah, and it's early bird at the moment, so the price is cheaper. Also, follow Instagram, because I'll be giving the updates for when I'm going live on stories on my Instagram. It's Reemus B, so it's the same as the TikTok, and also yeah, YouTube as well. So I've been uploading a lot on YouTube, different reaction videos talking about the masculine energy, feminine energies, and also just random topics to do with relationships. So link in bio. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Lady X said, if I will find a handsome black man there, I will come. Well, if everyone comes to the event, then we're all gonna find handsome and beautiful people. But guys, as I was saying earlier, right, that's not the only reason why we're doing it. Of course you're gonna meet like-minded people, that's good, but it's about the information, guys, the wisdom. It's not just a singles event. That's funny. All right, Mary said, peace and blessings till next time. We'll probably be going on tomorrow as well. But again, just follow the Instagram to get updates. All right, guys, I'm going to go now. Hope you guys have a good rest of your evening or good rest of your day, depending on where you are in the world. All right.